The Otago Central Rail Trail is the ideal vacation for families, friends or freewheeling cyclists. Join me, Clive Copeman, as I explore the great food, accommodation and attractions along the way and discover why this is a trip where it really does pay to relax and enjoy the ride. Dunedin is the perfect gateway to the rail trail, and it offers some terrific cycling options. So hop on your bike and follow me. A compact harbour city surrounded by hills, most of Dunedin's best visitor attractions are easily accessible by bike or foot. The Otago Settlers Museum, the Chinese Gardens, the historic railway station, and the Dunedin Public Art Gallery are all within easy reach of the central city. Now, many of these attractions are on the flat part of the city, as are most of Dunedin's excellent cafes and bars. So the city centre, also known as the Octagon here, is an excellent place to start exploring. If you feel like going a little further afield, then head for the harbour. Dunedin's Great Harbour Circuit is just that, 55 kilometres from one side of the harbour via the city and out to the eastern harbour side. Several kilometres at the head of the harbour are a dedicated traffic-free cycleway, making for a short, smooth ride popular with local families. The specially paved section of the harbour cycleway begins back there at the base of the Otago Peninsula and ends around here in Maya. To go further to Port Chalmers and Aramoana, you need to hit the road. The rustic little town of Port Chalmers is just 12 kilometres from the heart of Dunedin. It's a popular port of call for cruise ships and has some great cafes and boutique shops. Just around the corner from Port Chalmers, you'll find Carries Bay. Carries Bay is home to a small fishing fleet, but it's also home to the Carries Bay pub, which is a great spot for a meal or just something to wet your whistle. Over on the western side of Otago Harbour, Lonely Planet has named Otago Peninsula as one of the world's top 10 cycling routes. You can take the laid-back harbourside route, but I recommend starting with the Peninsula High Road, a short, sharp climb of about 300 metres.
Don't think of this as hard work, just think of it as paying in advance for that wonderful view.
The reward for your exertions are some spectacular views of the harbour on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other. If history's your thing, Larnac Castle makes an excellent lunchtime stop. Now, I did mention before that if you're smart, you'll take your time and give this ride maybe a couple of days. The reason is there are so many great places to stop and explore. Otago Peninsula's beaches are home to a rich diversity of rare wildlife, including sea lions, fur seals and penguins. A little further along the road at Sandymount, there are some historic limestone kilns to be explored. Getting closer to the end of the peninsula, you'll pass through the fishing village of Otako, the site of several early Maori settlements, and Otako Marae. So here we are, the end of Otago Peninsula and Tairoa Head. Tairoa is home to the world's only mainland colony of royal albatross, which, if you're lucky, you'll see flying around, but for a closer look, it's definitely worth entering the visitor centre. Well, that's just a tiny taste of Dunedin, and like all gateways, it's just the beginning of my journey. Join me for the next leg as I discover the sights and delights of the Otago Central Rail Trail.
Tally ho!